What is the most common number one mistake many YouTubers, especially newer YouTubers, make, and what can you do to avoid that so your channel grows? I'm Rob, and I'm a YouTube product expert, and my goal is to help you navigate the YouTube ever-changing ecosystem. So what is this number one thing that people do? It just happens in many things, but especially here on YouTube, is the platform is huge. It's been around for a while now, and there's so much information that we get overwhelmed. So the number one thing that many people do is they laser focus in on details and they don't see the bigger picture. What do I mean? What's an example? Well, we've got things like now today YouTube provides us with data like impressions, click-through rate, watch time, average view duration, audience retention, and on. All these different things that we can look at. And that's great. It's awesome, helpful, great information for us to use, but it's just so easy to not be able to see the forest, the big picture, for the trees, for zooming in on one little thing. And so let's just use an example so that you really understand what it is you should be doing exactly. Let's take one of the metrics, one of the data points that YouTube gives us is a video's watch time. Now, of course, we all know that watch time's important. And it's pretty common sense. I don't think anyone will argue that, that it's not true. If you upload, let's say your video's 10 minutes long, clearly somebody watching your video for 8 minutes is better than somebody watching your video for 5 minutes. Pretty obvious. 10-minute long video, if somebody watches your video for 5 minutes, or if people are watching your video for 8 minutes is clearly better than 5 minutes. But that's one data point. And we're talking about all of your videos on your channel with all the other channels and all the other videos, hundreds and hundreds of hours uploaded every minute. What's the big picture? Here's an analogy to make the point. You're walking down the sidewalk through town, you're walking along, minding your own business, doing whatever it is you're doing, and you look down at the ground and you see a bill on the ground. So you bend over and you pick up the bill. Clearly, getting a $20 bill is better than getting a $10 bill. Just like 8 minutes versus 5 minutes on your video. $20 is better than $10. But when we step back and put that into a bigger context, suppose your rent is due in 3 days, or your car payment's due. You've got some big expense coming up in the next few days, and you're broke. You can't pay the $800 bill that you've got due in 3 days from today. Is it going to make much difference that you found $20 or $10? $20 is better than $10, but $20 when you owe $800 isn't going to make a difference. And it's that way on the YouTube platform. We should look at our impressions. We should look at our click-through rates. Obviously, we want to make them better for our videos. That, a 7% click-through rate's better than a 5% click-through rate. 8 minutes of average view duration is better than 5 minutes of average view duration on our videos. We look at all those analytics that YouTube gives us that we make our videos better, but we've got to be careful that we think in the big picture. And what is the big picture? What does YouTube care about? In my opinion, there's 3 things that YouTube cares about in the big picture. And one is getting people to the platform. YouTube wants people to come from other places and come to YouTube and start watching videos. So we could call that session starts, if you will. But YouTube wants viewers, the audience, to come to the platform. That's number one. Number two, YouTube wants people to stay on the platform. After you're here, they want you to watch content. Granted, watching your videos for longer is better. Watching another video of yours is better. But even watching somebody else's video after yours is better. YouTube is looking at the big social platform of YouTube. They want eyeballs to stay on YouTube. If your content contributes to that, that's going to be a good thing. And the third thing is, I call it the satisfaction. I call it the happiness factor, but some people think that that's a little simplistic. But is YouTube wants people to be satisfied with, they want the content that gets surfaced to you while you're watching a video, and you see the suggested videos and the recommended videos, and you go to the home page and you got choices of videos. People, need to be satisfied with the content that YouTube is providing them. And I call that, that you're happy. When you finally do leave the platform, you've had a satisfying experience, because then you're going to come back, which is another session start. You're going to watch more content, which is part number two, staying on the platform. And then you're going to be satisfied and happy with your content. And that all feeds on that. So look at the big picture. Make your content better, but please, please don't lose sight of channel authority, and don't get so focused on, why is, my video doing this or my video doing that. Think of how, when you create your video, how can you encourage people to come to YouTube? How can you encourage people to continue to watch content? Whether it's the video that you just made, you refer people to other videos with, things like the cards and the end screens. Your video fits in well with the topic that other people are making content for, so your suggested videos are really relevant, and people are excited when they see your video, so they select another video to watch, even if it's somebody else's. And the whole experience is gratifying and satisfying and happy for that viewer. And getting them to come back is a huge thing. So when you make a video, people are so entertained and excited by that video, they can't wait for the next one to come out, and they're sharing it with their friends and their colleagues and things like that, and they're just so excited. It's much more than a tree in the forest. So just don't cherry pick out data points and laser focus in on one thing. Always step back and see the bigger picture, and how your channel overall is doing, and how your channel fits in with the getting people to YouTube, keeping people on YouTube, and making sure that they're satisfied when they're watching your content. So subscribe and watch another video, because I really, really want you to have a successful channel here on YouTube, and I'm do my best to help you navigate the ever-changing ecosystem that we all have to survive in.